1. And he never raised a sword to them. His very presence caused death. You see the power in that. You see the ability. But that being, this destroyer, Abaddon or Apollyon, was controlled and limited in scope by who? So the Bible says there that he could go to every household and strike the firstborn. But he could not. And check this out. This is worth the price of admission. He could not cross where the blood has been. You feel me? As powerful as he is, a force to be reckoned with in terms of spiritual beings. Where the blood covers, he has no authority to cross that. Now that ought to give you some hope. That ought to give you some strength for who and how God has empowered you. Because the blood has covered us. Let's look at another passage there. Who has the other one? Hebrews 11:28.
By faith, kept the Passover, and after taking the blood for the destroyer of the firstborn did not touch the firstborn of Israel.
So we see the echoing of what we just talked about with the destroyer. Because of the Passover, because of the blood, he could have no authority in it. Let's look at a couple more. Somebody turn over to 2 Samuel 24, 15 through 17. Somebody look up Exodus 12, 23. And somebody look up 1 Corinthians 10, 10. Now we're still talking about these orders of these beings. All right, somebody read those passages. It tells us about these beings.
So the Lord sent a pestilence.
Tell us what you're reading there, whoever's reading that. Which one you reading?
2 Samuel 24.
Okay, 2 Samuel 24. Read that one.
So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning until the appointed time, and 70,000 men of the people from Dan to Beersheba died. When the angel stretched out his hand toward Israel to Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord relented from the calamity and said to the angel who destroyed the people, "It is enough. Now relax your hand." And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing floor of Anuah and Jezebuz. Then David spoke to the Lord when he saw the angel who was striking down the people, and said, "Behold, it is I who have sinned. It is I who have done wrong with these sheep. What have they done? Please let your hand be against me and against my father's house."
So, as we look at this aspect right here, folks, this destroyer, we see in this passage that this destroyer was given his hands by God. But can we understand that death, pestilence, and plague are the monsters of the destroyer? Do you see that? There are certain things that God allows this angel to do. God in this text allowed him to bring pestilence, and we don't know what kind of pestilence it was, but what we do know, it carried some sort of disease, because that disease killed what? Say it, you're right, whoever said it. 70,000 men like that. That's the force of these powers. But God said, hold your hand. Again, notice the authority of God the Father to restrain. God's not questioning, oh, I wonder if I can stop him now because he's on a roll. God's not sitting up there wringing his hands going, what am I going to do now? God commands this force. He commands this angel. He commands this thing called the destroyer and says, that is enough. And God's compassion made him withhold his hand. You understand that? Okay, let's look at another passage. Who had 1 Corinthians 10:10?
Nor complained, as some of them also complained and were destroyed by the destroyer.
I'm sorry, read that a little louder, David.
Nor complained, as some of them also complained and were destroyed by the destroyer.
Now, this is why I warn you, brothers and sisters, don't have a complaining spirit. Because what did God allow to happen? Those who complained, he allowed the hand of the destroyer to do what? To take them. So let us be mindful the next time we want to complain. What did you say? Yes. Okay, somebody read that other passage. Did anybody read the other one? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's look at, did we read Ezekiel 12:23? Yeah. We did? What about the Exodus 12:23? Okay, somebody read Ezekiel. I may have done that. I don't think that's the right verse there. What I want you to see is this about this destroyer. Good gracious, our time's already gone. These evil beings, folks, they